Hello everybody, welcome to Friday Sews. I'm Alison, this is Sew Like Dotty, and today I've got one finished garment to share with you, which I'm really proud of myself this week for. I have a bit of a habit of working through makes as if I am sprinting in the 100 metres sprint in the Olympics, which would be quite impossible, but I kind of work through things in, if only I can get this finished tomorrow and I can wear it for work, or I must get this done and finished off tonight, and I put pressure on myself. Nobody else puts pressure on me. So I took a different approach to my make for this week. It's something we were talking about last Sunday on the Sew Virtual Sunday Sews Day, about how we can learn different techniques and we can practice things and we can just take our time, and how many of us were putting ourselves under that sort of pressure or had in the past. And one of the lovely ladies on there, Suzanne, from America, she was talking about wanting to replicate a Dior suit and that she's learning lots of couture techniques. So she was talking to us about hand-sewn buttonholes and band buttonholes and practices she wants to learn before she takes the step to make that suit. And the whole conversation just really made myself think about what my process is. Now, this is 1 week. Whether I can sustain it, I don't know. But it's been really nice to just think, I'll do that little bit. Now it's okay to stop. So if you're putting yourself under that pressure, maybe kind of have a think yourself, reflect on that. Maybe we need to add more time in when we are working to deadlines for events and things like that. But I've got to say, I think I've enjoyed the process a lot more. So let me talk to you about what I've made this week. So you may recall in my February sewing plans, I wanted to make the Fabric Godmother Aspen Dress. It had just been launched, and I must admit, I got the pattern straight away. I ordered it on the day it came out, and I was thinking, oh, these are going to pop up all over Instagram. I want to get it made as soon as possible, but I had other plans that I needed to work on first. And so I'm kind of pleased that I didn't do that now, that I took some time. So I was working with this chambray, which is from Pound Fabrics. It's £6.50 a metre, and this is the dark colour in it. Now this is the sleeve, the short sleeve, and I'll talk more about that later and why I've got it left. So the pattern, I'm sure that you've seen it. The picture is just here. Hopefully you can get a good look at that. So it's a zip front, sort of a shirt dress with a zip front, either plain patch pockets or ruffle pockets. I made a decision quite early. I wasn't going for the ruffle pockets, as much as that ruffle is my vibe. I'm quite large busted. I didn't want to be like with the pockets. I wanted it to be discreet, because for me the main feature of the dress really is the zip and the collar, and that's what I wanted the detail to focus on. How did I find the make? So first of all, it's in a really wide size range, sizes 6 to 30 in the UK size range. I'll show you the line drawings here. So you can see the different versions. So you've got a long sleeve version with the cuff and a short sleeve straight version there, and quite a gathered skirt. It is quite gathered compared to the flare dress. It's definitely a fuller skirt. I did go with the pattern, and in the fabric that I've chosen, which obviously a chambray is quite a lightweight but still with a little bit of structure, I'm happy with it, and you'll see that shortly. I think if I was going for something in a heavier fabric, I would probably size down in the skirt. It's basically a rectangle, and have that a little less full. Lengthwise, I'm 5'6", and on the picture you can see it's sort of a mid calf dress, but mine is longer than that. That's okay, I'm fine with that. I like longer, so I was hoping it would be a little bit longer, and it is. So I did find it quite a simple sew. It was very straightforward to cut out. The main part that I focused on, like notches and markings, was the collar, because it's got this collar that is, the collar stand is like an oval. I mean, that's not probably a very good, but that kind of is what the collar stand looks like. The collar looks like a regular collar. I felt like the written steps were very clear about inserting the collar. what I would have preferred was some bigger pictures, but then afterwards I thought, I've got this pattern downloaded, so I could have gone onto my laptop or my iPad and made those pictures bigger. So that might be a tip that might help somebody else. I think the most trickiest part of the make for me wasn't the zip. The zip's quite straightforward, but it was attaching the collar to the dress, where you've got the curved piece and then it goes into the collar. But if you follow the pattern, it tells you where to snip, and actually that went in better. And I think because I took time and I wasn't putting myself under pressure and I wasn't in a rush, I just did that very, very steadily and slowly. When you come to finish the inside of the collar, the final stage of attaching the collar, you do top stitch from the, I think it's from the inside out. And I had a look at that and I was a little bit concerned that I could have done that very easily, but the top stitching on the outside, which you wouldn't really see, it's underneath, might not be where I wanted it to be. So I made a decision, which I never say these words, to hand stitch that finish on, and I hand stitched the label into that. I just did a slip stitch along the neck. I'm going like that. That's hand stitching. I just hand stitched that in, and I'm really, really pleased with that finish. So you may remember me sharing the pack of multicoloured zips that I got from Amazon, these acrylic ones. And I did look at the instructions and I did order what I thought was the right size. However, you can see that it's got some stitching on because I did stitch it in, but this part at the bottom was too short. So the seam allowance on the collar area is 1 centimetre, but the rest of the dress is 1.5 centimetres. But this was going to end up being 2 centimetres. And what I didn't want to do was shorten the bodice by that much and then sort of the skirt adjust up by that much, because I wasn't sure about the finished length. Probably could have carried it, but I wasn't sure. So I took it out. I slept on it rather than rushing in. Normally I would have rushed in, maybe put the skirt part on, seen what it looked like before I did the collar, but I stopped, went to sleep, and the next day I thought, no, it's not right, take it out. So I actually worked with the continuous zipper tape that I got in my last Studio 77 box. I'm saying last, I've only got the one, the pink zipper tape, which was my original idea, but I've not used continuous zipper tape in a garment. So should I go and get it and I can show you it? So here it is. I am really pleased with how the zip has gone in. I think I wanted that to be the main feature, and I think you'll agree it is. The zipper tape's gone in fine. I just did a bar tack at the bottom to secure it once I was happy with the position and everything. And then I did order from Amazon some little finishing stops for the top of it, which were going to be metal, but I knew I could cover them with nail gel. But this was the only bit where I thought, I'm going to have to wait. It was about 24 hours for that to come, and I was at a stage where I did want to get on. So I just did, in black, a little bar tack at the very top. I don't even know how well you'll see that here. So that just stops the zip from coming off. So I'll show you the collar. So this is the under collar here. So you can see that curve. You might see a couple of my little slip stitches there, but that's certainly tucked in. I positioned a lovely label in the back there that just says Me Made. And you might have already detected a difference with the sleeves. So the McCall's pattern that was launched just before the Aspen was launched is pretty much the same, but it has a little puffed sleeve. So I had cut, I've showed you it already, the straight sleeve for this dress. But I had enough left, and I started to think, you know how my mind works? I wonder how well this will look with that gathered effect sleeve, because that's really my vibe. I know this is quite a workwear utilitarian sort of look, but I felt like I could carry it and I could soften it, and I'd maybe be more comfortable in the gathered sleeve. That doesn't mean I won't make the other sleeve. I think I'd definitely make the long sleeve for the winter. I think this would be lovely in a very soft cord for the winter. So I cut out the Fabric Godmother flare sleeve, which is my very favourite sleeve right now, and that is in the dress. So it's just got this slight gather at the top. I didn't have to gather it in as much as I would on the flare, and just the cuff there. Now, somebody on Sew Virtual, or it might have been Claire from Loves Red Sauce, I can't remember, so I apologise, was saying they wondered how it would be as a sleeveless dress finished with a bias binding. I've got to say, when I tried it on without the sleeves in, there was no gaping. So I do think that you could easily convert this to sleeveless if you wanted to. I think it would look quite cute. And hopefully you'll see, let me just get in there, that I did some pink cover stitch and a twin wide needle cover stitch on the top of the pockets, but fully round the pockets. It's not massively visible, but it's just nicely visible, and then down either side of the zip as well. I'm wondering whether I should do that on the collar. For now, I've just left it. It doesn't actually, unless I've missed a step, it doesn't actually tell you to top stitch the collar. And I don't know, I'm leaving it just for now. I did twin needle the hem as well. Oh, bit of extra thread there. So that's got that same stitch on there. It does need a bit of a press, I'm not going to lie. I finished it last night just before I went back onto Sew Virtual on Thursday night, and I'm really, really pleased with it. I didn't bother with pockets in the skirt, no shock, that's not really my thing. I think the collar needs to sort of settle into place, but I'm going to try it on now and let you have a look. So I will be back in a second. So as you can see, I know I've got my mic on there, the collar lies really nicely. I think somebody yesterday said that the collar stand was there to help the front of it lie better, and it does lie flat quite naturally. And I do think that my choice with the pockets was the best decision. I wanted the zip to be the main feature and then the pockets, and I think that's exactly right. I made this in the D-cup bodice in a size 18, which is exactly the same as my fleur dress, although I have to say I did do all the measurements to check that first. I've not made any alterations. I feel like the shoulders sit where they're meant to sit on me. I think the Fabric Godmother bodice definitely suits my shape. I did put the flare sleeves in. They do have the Fibre Mood Judy cuff on them. That's my combination that I like to use. So I think you'll hopefully be able to see that just there. So I'm just going to move the chair. So I know my head's chopped off, but hopefully you can see the detail a bit better now. So I think the sleeves look lovely. They're the right length for me. I'm very comfortable with that. I feel like it kind of disguises the top of my arms rather than highlighting them. I feel like the gathers sit nicely on it in this, certainly in this drape of fabric. I know that Fabric Godmother have recommended maximum of a 9-ounce denim. Obviously this is lighter than that, but it's still got some structure but looks like denim. It's exactly the look that I wanted. I wanted to replicate a Liberty dress that I'd seen about 4 years ago, and it does. So I'll do a little turn. Just gone for a little preppy ponytail so you could see a bit of the detail with that today. Lengthwise, it's just above my ankle. I probably took about an inch off when I hemmed it, and I did hem it, as I say, on the cover stitch. Just a really nice make. I will pop in some pictures. So overall, I'm exceptionally pleased with the finish of the dress, the time I took to make the dress, taking a bit more time, slowing down. I feel like it was worthwhile. I'm really proud of the finish on this dress. I'm proud that I did some hand stitching, and it's not a complicated dress at all, but I think I've enjoyed the process and I've read every step rather than skipping ahead like I often do, thinking, yeah, I know how to do this. I've just took some time, and I think there will be many more of these to come. And going into the summer, I've got some cotton poplins that I was thinking, oh, I don't really use that anymore. But actually, I think I would do this in a cotton poplin. I think it would have a nice look and finish for the summer. I definitely think you could shorten it and have like a knee length one, and that would be quite pretty for the summer as well. I've now seen ones coming through that have ruffles on. I just went for as the pattern, and I'm really, I think you can probably tell, I'm really, really pleased with it. So if you've made either the Aspen dress or if you've made the McCall's dress, I was going to say their version, it's a completely different pattern, that's so disrespectful. So if you've made the McCall's dress or the Aspen, Please just let me know in the comments if you've made any alterations, any adjustments. That might just help somebody else that's having a look at either of those patterns. Let me know what you think of the change to the sleeves, which sleeves you would put in, what fabric you're thinking of using, that kind of thing. I love a good discussion. As always, let me know what you're up to and what you're making. And please, if you've not took time yet to press that subscribe button, I would really ask you to do that, because I've picked up some goodie bags and I've got some giveaways to do when we hit 5,000 subscribers. We've just gone over 3,000 followers on Instagram, so it's a bit of a milestone, and as soon as we hit the 5,000 subscribers, I've got some giveaways to do. So if you've not took the time to do that yet, please just press subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. So yeah, let me know what you're up to in the comments, and I won't be back on Sunday. With being away last week, I'm going to take a bit of time to make some makes, continue slowly, and feel like I'm back where I want to be with my makes. So I'll be back with you next Friday, and I'll catch up with you then. Bye for now.